Okay, this is part 4 of the FanFic Critic episode 34 commentary of the fanfic Barney vs. Pokemon. A very creative and lovely fanfic. Not.
Wait, am I missing something? I think they're missing an entire sentence.
This part right here, the author was missing an entire sentence. It just made no sense reading it out loud.
But he manages to hug James. That's what it should say.
I don't know, maybe this person was drunk when they wrote this fanfic. That's my only explanation about how you could be missing so many words in one sentence. Although there is a future fanfic I read that involves Pokemon where the missing words makes this one look rather timid. You'll see when I get to that fanfic.
Play with. This is one stupid duper day. If he says stupid duper one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. James.
He might have said it again later in the review, but I don't think I caught on to it. But Barney did say super duper a lot. Ridiculous. Oh yes, and that was my mother calling me. I had to refilm this review several times. It was ridiculous how many times I had to re-review it. But the thing is, I kept on getting interruptions and stuff, and at this point I just decided to cut that out and explain what happened. And yes, I know you guys are thinking, oh my god, you still live with your parents. Well, I'm only 20, I'm going to be 21 in October, and I'm still planning on going to school, and I can't really afford to move out at this time. I mean, working at Wendy's, you don't really get a lot of money, and you get paid every other week, which makes it hard to save up money, especially when you're going to school. So, yeah.
I know. Hey, don't try to change the subject. What subject were we on exactly?
Yeah, that was just random. Don't try to change the subject. It's like, what were you talking about?
No! Pikachu, Thundershot. Pikachu. Pikachu! Pikachu lets out a huge... They put the word huge in.
They literally did. I love it when authors do that. You don't need to put it in capital letters. I mean, if you're having the character yelling and putting in capital letters, that'd be one thing. But to have it as saying something huge happened and writing it in capital letters, it's just kind of redundant. And this scene right here is probably the scene that pissed me off the most about this fanfic. Just listen to what happens to poor Max.
His eyes were hanging out of their sockets. Blood came out of his mouth.
Isn't this author charming? I literally wanted to scream here, but instead of screaming, I did this.
What the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck? What the fuck were you thinking when you wrote this? Seriously. It was ridiculous. And then the author says something stupid like this after.
He died. Gee, I never would have guessed that. Chad ran up to him and screamed in disbelief.
And it gets worse.
Chad, oh my god, you killed Ken, Max.
Notice the South Park joke in there?
Ha ha ha, not funny.
Exactly, it was not funny. It was stupid. I mean, the scene came out of nowhere. It was unnecessary. It was just stupid. It was unnecessary and it was dumb.
Pikachu, the mass murderer. Pika, Pika,
I like that quote.
Pika, Pika, Ka-Pee. Hey, it was an accident. Besides, that twink deserved it for being so damn annoying. That twink.
Okay, one of my viewers mentioned what twink meant. Let's see if I can find it. Princess Michi wrote, the only definition of twink I can think of is a really cute bottom boy, young and toned.
And give you a slap across the face? Whoever wrote this
So
fanfic,
I think that's what they meant, but I still think they
can't.
meant Twinkie.
See, this is what happens when I try to.
Okay, I shouldn't have hit the screen because later on in this part, the sound starts to go away. I think you'll see a little note at the bottom of the screen in a few minutes. And then it's really hard to hear what's going on. But my laptop is very weird. Sometimes I don't even have to touch it. I go to film something, and then when I rewatch it, the entire thing's muted for some reason, or the sound is dimmed, and it drives me bonkers. That actually happened in episode 41, the final chapter, the scene where I'm in the cellar with the razor and I confront the crappy author, I have subtitles because the sound for some reason faded on me and it really pissed me off, and I didn't want to re-film it because, you know, that took a lot of filming to do all that. It was ridiculous. I actually filmed a bit with Susan like later on in the day. But seeing this isn't a commentary about that episode, I'm going to shut up now and go on to the review. The look on my face is so funny here. So pretty much the author randomly gives Molly the power to have a knife, and then the author has the nerve to say, oh gee, I wonder how a little kid got a knife. And this is me freaking out to that. Pretty much what I say here is that you're the author, you're the one who wrote it in the story that she has a knife. So yeah, I was pretty pissed off at this point. This author really pissed me off. Interrupting the story with her own thoughts, having the characters be randomly violent, it was ridiculous. I know, I kind of insulted the author several times, but I was just getting fed up with how stupid this story was. It was ridiculous, it really was. And I mean, the story could have worked if you didn't have like these random scenes with the kid getting pretty much electrocuted to death violently. And like contradicting yourself. It was just stupid. Okay, right here the sound comes back, thankfully. Again, I'm very sorry about that. Oh god, the look on my face is so funny. That just didn't make any sense. I mean, James explains why he hates Barney, so you think that Jessie would know who Barney really was. And pretty much the running gag for the rest of the story is them trying to tell Jessie that Barney isn't a Pokemon, but she doesn't listen to them until it's too late, pretty much.
Cheering.
They have an F in there.
This is how they spell cheering.
Jeez.
C-H-E-E-R-I-N-F-G.
Do you guys think I overdo the razor? I probably do, but I've had it since episode 1. I just have to use it. It's fun.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
James uses Weezing. Jessie uses Arba.
They always use the same Pokemon, although I think in future episodes they use like a Victory Bell and something else. I'm not sure, but I know that the Victory Bell would always eat James, which is actually kind of funny.
Which meant he understood. Yeah. Barney stepped in front of the 3 contendants to announce the rules.
And here we find another bad error. I was about to point out that they used the letter 3 instead of number 3, and then I noticed the really bad error.
I think the word French is missing a consonant.
Now right here,
By the way,
you'll probably notice that the screen jumps.
let's continue to read.
The thing is, that scene was actually extended where I kind of rant at the author and called him a name, but I thought the name was a bit unnecessary, so I decided to cut it out. I realized that it might offend some people, and I'm sorry for putting it in.
Whispering. Wait a minute.
They spelled whispering
This is how I
wrong.
spell whispering.
It was ridiculous, it really was.
I-S-E-P-E-R.
And it was like every other word practically had a stupid mistake like here.
That extra E.
I think at this point you guys could tell that I was pretty frustrated.
God. What the fuck is that? This is
I notice that I tend to make up words. Frickety fuck fuck. Frickety doo-dah. Dum dum thing. I mean, don't ask where I come up with these words.
Jesse, I don't think we should take Barney.
Oh god, I just have so much fun though. I mean, frickety doo-dah came from this other word called zippity doo-dah. Shows up in the song zippity doo-dah, zippity day, and that's where I got frickety doo-dah. My version of the song is frickety doo-dah, frickety day. Like, you know, you're swearing but you're trying to be cheerful about it, I guess.
Of course they do. No one can say no to Barney. No one!
I just love how I make Molly sound so evil with the It was great.
Jesse, why are you just standing there, Jane? Tell Weezy to attack. Jane, but Jesse, I have to tell you something. Jesse.
Yeah, so James is trying to tell Jessie here that Barney isn't a Pokemon, but she just won't listen to him. Typical. I love James though in this story. He was the only redeeming factor about it. Well, part 4 of the commentary is coming to an end. So stay tuned for part 5, which is the final part of this lovely commentary of this lovely fanfic. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in part 5.